BTS news today. In the ever-watchful world of K-pop, few moments pass unnoticed, and even fewer remain unexplored by fans who have perfected the art of observation. When BTS's Jungkook was spotted at the airport during a recent, seemingly routine schedule, no one expected the brief appearance to ignite a wave of speculation that would ripple across social media platforms worldwide. Yet within hours, the question was everywhere. Who was Jungkook waiting for, and why did the moment feel different from any ordinary airport departure or arrival? The incident began quietly enough. Jungkook arrived at the airport dressed casually, his look understated but unmistakably stylish, a familiar image to fans who have followed his many travels over the years. Airport photos and short video clips quickly surfaced online, as they often do, capturing him moving through the terminal with his usual calm demeanor. However, it was not his outfit or expression that caught attention this time. It was his behavior. According to fans who analyzed the footage frame by frame, Jungkook appeared to slow his pace, glancing repeatedly toward a specific direction, as if expecting someone to appear. Within minutes, theories began to form. Some fans noted that Jungkook paused longer than usual near a less crowded area of the terminal. Others pointed out that his body language seemed relaxed yet anticipatory, a subtle combination that sparked curiosity. He was not rushing, nor was he entirely focused on the staff guiding him. Instead, his attention seemed divided, as though he was waiting for a familiar presence before proceeding. As clips circulated, another detail emerged that would become central to the growing mystery. In one short video, Jungkook was seen smiling faintly, a soft, almost private smile that fans rarely associate with chaotic airport environments. This single expression fueled countless discussions. To many, it did not look like a smile for cameras or fans, but rather a reaction to something or someone just outside the frame. This is where the Jikook conversation entered the spotlight once again. For years, fans have closely followed the friendship between Jimin and Jungkook, affectionately known as Jikook. Their bond, built over more than a decade of training, performances, and shared experiences, has been documented through countless moments on and off stage. From playful banter to emotional support during challenging times, their connection has long been a source of fascination and warmth for the fandom. On the same day as Jungkook's airport appearance, fans noticed that Jimin's schedule was conspicuously quiet. There were no confirmed public appearances, no official updates, and no airport photos of him arriving or departing from known locations. For some, this absence spoke louder than words. Could it be that Jimin was already there, waiting discreetly, away from cameras and crowds? Further speculation arose when fans compared timelines. Flight schedules, staff movements, and even clothing details were meticulously examined. Some claimed that a person resembling Jimin's familiar silhouette was briefly visible in the background of one clip, partially obscured by other travelers. Though the footage was unclear and far from definitive, it was enough to send fans into a frenzy of analysis and discussion. Adding to the intrigue were past instances that fans quickly brought back into conversation. This was not the first time Jungkook had appeared to wait at an airport or linger unexpectedly. In previous years, similar moments were later connected to shared schedules or coincidental meetings with fellow members. Each time, official confirmations were rare, leaving fans to piece together narratives based on patterns, timing, and subtle cues. What made this situation particularly compelling was the emotional tone fans perceived in Jungkook's actions. Unlike hurried departures or tightly managed arrivals, this moment felt unguarded. His posture, the way he shifted his weight, and the repeated glances toward the same area all suggested a sense of familiarity rather than formality. To many, it felt like the kind of behavior reserved for waiting for someone important, someone who did not need an announcement or a spotlight. Social media platforms quickly became a hub for discussion. Hashtags related to Jungkook and Jikook trended globally as fans shared screenshots, slowed-down videos, and detailed breakdowns of every second of footage. While some urged caution and reminded others not to jump to conclusions, many embraced the mystery with excitement, viewing it as a reminder of the quiet, personal moments that exist beyond official content. Despite the buzz, neither big hit music nor the members themselves have addressed the situation. This silence, intentional or not, has only added to the allure. In the absence of confirmation, fans are left with possibilities rather than answers, and in fandom culture, possibilities often carry their own kind of magic. It is important to note that at the heart of this speculation is genuine affection rather than invasive curiosity for many fans. The interest in Jikook stems from years of witnessing mutual respect, care, and emotional closeness. For supporters, imagining that Jungkook might have been waiting for Jimin is less about uncovering a secret and more about celebrating a bond that has brought comfort and joy to millions. Of course, alternative explanations exist. Jungkook could have been waiting for staff, coordinating logistics, or simply taking a moment before moving on. Airports are unpredictable spaces, and not every pause carries hidden meaning. Still, the combination of timing, expression, and past context has made this particular moment stand out in the collective memory of the fandom. As days pass, the mystery remains unresolved. New evidence continues to surface in the form of fan interpretations, recollections of past interviews, and parallels drawn between this incident and earlier moments. Whether or not the truth ever comes to light, the episode has once again highlighted the unique relationship between BTS and their fans, where even the smallest gesture can inspire deep engagement and heartfelt discussion. In the end, perhaps the real story is not about who Jungkook was waiting for, but about why the moment resonated so strongly. It reflects a longing to see genuine connections in a fast-paced, highly curated industry. It shows how deeply fans care about the happiness and comfort of the artists they admire. And it reminds everyone that sometimes, the most powerful stories are born not from grand announcements, but from quiet pauses in crowded places. Until there is confirmation, the airport mystery remains just that, a mystery. Yet for many, the idea that Jungkook might have been waiting for someone who knows him beyond the stage lights is enough to keep the conversation alive. Whether it was Jimin or simply a moment of reflection, the image of Jungkook waiting has already taken its place among the many small but meaningful memories that continue to shape the enduring legacy of BTS. The conversation did not fade as quickly as some online trends usually do. Instead, it evolved. As more time passed, fans began to revisit older footage, interviews, and behind-the-scenes moments, searching for patterns that might give new context to the airport mystery. In doing so, they uncovered a series of subtle parallels that only deepened the intrigue surrounding Jungkook's behavior that day. One detail that gained attention was Jungkook's choice to remain uncharacteristically still. In past airport appearances, he was often guided swiftly by staff, head slightly lowered, movements efficient and purposeful. This time, however, witnesses described a calmer atmosphere around him. He did not seem rushed. His shoulders were relaxed, his hands loosely occupied, and his gaze frequently lifted. Fans argued that this suggested anticipation rather than obligation, the kind of quiet patience usually reserved for waiting on someone familiar rather than following a strict schedule. Another layer of discussion emerged around Jungkook's emotional state in the days leading up to the airport sighting. Recent content had shown him in a reflective mood, speaking about growth, connection, and the importance of people who remain by one's side through change. While these themes are not unusual for an artist like Jungkook, fans felt the timing was noteworthy. They wondered whether the airport moment was an unintentional continuation of those sentiments, a real-life reflection of words previously spoken in interviews and live broadcasts. Meanwhile, Jimin's absence continued to loom over the discussion. Fans who closely track schedules pointed out that it was rare for both members to be in transit around the same period without at least one traceable update. Some speculated that if Jimin had indeed been present, he may have chosen a more discreet route, avoiding public terminals or arriving earlier to minimize attention. This theory aligned with past instances where BTS members opted for privacy when possible, especially during personal or low-profile movements. Adding fuel to the fire were accounts from alleged eyewitnesses who claimed to have seen two figures walking together briefly, surrounded by staff, away from the main terminal area. These accounts were impossible to verify, yet they spread rapidly, carried by the excitement of fans eager for closure to the mystery. Screenshots of anonymous posts circulated, accompanied by disclaimers urging others to treat the information cautiously. Still, in the world of fandom speculation, even unconfirmed stories can take on a life of their own. What remained consistent throughout the discussions was the tone of affection. Unlike rumors driven by controversy or scandal, this narrative was shaped largely by warmth and emotional investment. Fans spoke not of secrecy or drama, but of comfort, companionship, and familiarity. The idea that Jungkook might have been waiting for Jimin resonated because it fit an existing narrative of mutual reliance that fans had observed for years. Industry commentators also weighed in, albeit carefully. Some noted that moments like these highlight the blurred line between public and private life for global stars. An artist's simple pause or glance can become a headline, not because of sensational intent, but because of the deep emotional connection audiences feel toward them. In Jungkook's case, every gesture is magnified by his status and by the shared history fans feel they have witnessed alongside him. Still, there were voices calling for restraint. A portion of the fandom emphasized the importance of respecting boundaries, reminding others that not every interaction needs interpretation. They argued that the beauty of the moment lay in its ambiguity, that trying to define it too precisely might strip it of its quiet charm. To them, the airport mystery was meaningful precisely because it was fleeting and undefined. As days turned into weeks, the airport footage continued to resurface periodically, often accompanied by new captions, edits, and emotional reflections. For newer fans, it became an entry point into the long-standing Jikook dynamic. For longtime supporters, it felt like another small chapter in a story they had been following for over a decade, one built not on grand revelations, but on shared glances, inside jokes, and unspoken understanding. Whether Jungkook was waiting for Jimin, for another member, or for something entirely unrelated may never be officially confirmed. Yet the lack of answers has not diminished the impact of the moment. If anything, it has reinforced why BTS continues to inspire such devotion. Their relationships feel real, layered, and human, allowing fans to see fragments of their own emotions reflected back at them. In the end, the airport mystery stands as a reminder that sometimes the most compelling stories are not the ones explained in press releases or interviews, but those that exist in the spaces between certainty and imagination. Jungkook waiting, looking off into the distance, became more than just an airport scene. It became a symbol of connection, of anticipation, and of the quiet bonds that endure even amid flashing cameras and global attention. And so, the question remains unanswered, lingering gently in the minds of fans around the world. Who was waiting for Jungkook, or who was Jungkook waiting for? Perhaps the truth matters less than the feeling the moment left behind, a soft echo of warmth that continues to ripple through the fandom, long after the airport lights dimmed and the crowd moved on. As the discussion continued to unfold, the airport mystery slowly transformed from a single moment into a broader reflection on how fans experience BTS in the present era. With group activities becoming more selective and individual paths gaining prominence, every shared or coinciding moment feels more meaningful than ever. Jungkook's quiet pause at the airport was no longer viewed as an isolated incident, but as part of a larger emotional landscape shaped by distance, growth, and enduring bonds. Fans began to contextualize the moment within Jungkook's personal journey. Over the past years, he has spoken openly about maturity, independence, and learning how to balance personal emotions with public expectations. Observers noted that his expression at the airport did not resemble exhaustion or indifference, but rather a gentle calmness, as if he were grounded by the thought of someone familiar nearby. This interpretation resonated deeply with fans who have watched him grow from the youngest member into a confident global artist. At the same time, memories of Jimin's own words resurfaced. In various interviews and content pieces, Jimin has emphasized the importance of emotional connection and being present for the people he cares about. Fans drew parallels between those sentiments and the airport moment, suggesting that even without visible confirmation, the emotional language felt consistent with the relationship they had witnessed over the years. Whether intentional or coincidental, The alignment of these narratives strengthened the belief that the mystery held emotional significance. Interestingly, the discussion also sparked creative expression within the fandom. Fan-made edits, artwork, and short fictional narratives inspired by the airport scene began circulating widely. These creations did not claim to present facts, but rather explored feelings of anticipation, reunion, and quiet companionship. In this way, the mystery became a canvas for collective imagination, allowing fans to express what Jikook's bond represents to them on a personal level. Media outlets that focus on fandom culture noted how quickly the story gained traction despite the lack of concrete information. This phenomenon highlighted the unique relationship between BTS and their audience, where meaning is often derived from subtlety rather than explicit storytelling. A single glance or pause can carry emotional weight because fans are deeply familiar with the members, personalities, habits, and shared history. Still, the passage of time brought a calmer perspective. As newer events and updates emerged, the airport mystery settled into a quieter place within the fandom narrative. It was no longer debated with urgency, but remembered fondly, often referenced as that airport moment that made people smile or feel nostalgic. Its power lay not in resolution, but in how it made fans feel connected during a period of relative silence. Ultimately, the story serves as a reminder of why moments like these matter. In an industry defined by precision and planning, unscripted seconds can feel especially human. Jungkook waiting, smiling softly, and seeming momentarily detached from the rush around him offered a glimpse into a private emotional space. Whether or not Jimin was the one he was waiting for, the possibility itself was enough to resonate. As fans look back, the airport mystery remains open-ended, free from definitive answers. Yet it continues to symbolize patience, closeness, and the quiet reassurance that meaningful connections persist even when unspoken. In that sense, the story does not truly need an ending. It lives on as a moment suspended in time, cherished not for what was proven, but for what it allowed people to feel. And perhaps that is the most enduring aspect of all. In a crowded airport, surrounded by movement and noise, Jungkook's stillness became a shared emotional experience for millions. It reminded fans that behind the fame and the spectacle are real people, waiting, feeling, and carrying connections that cannot always be captured on camera.